The following program is brought to you by the Center for Educational Outreach at Baylor College of Medicine.
Gases represent one of the three basic states of matter. We want our students to make some observations about gases, but at first this seems a little challenging since most gases are invisible. Hello, I'm Barbara Tharp from Baylor College of Medicine. Today we're going to take a look at an investigation that will help you introduce gases to your students. Here's what you're going to need. Vinegar, baking soda, a measuring cup, a note card, measuring spoons, and balloons, as well as a 2-liter bottle, although it could be smaller, an empty bottle. Now, as you do this activity, make sure that you don't forget safety. It's always important to follow the school guidelines. Also, since we're using vinegar, goggles are really important. And balloons, make sure that they play with the balloons appropriately. And let's join a workshop for elementary teachers that was conducted earlier. I'm happy that you're here. My name is Barbara Tharp, and I'm with Baylor College of Medicine here in Houston. What we're going to do this morning in here is air. Okay, the air unit, all about air, and it's basically indoor air. We look at the physical properties of air, the life science properties of air, and the environmental health of air. The first activity, we're just trying to prove to kids that there is air. That's a difficult topic when you say, well, you know, there's something all around us, and it's clear, and you can't see it, so it's like there's nothing really there. So kids are familiar with balloons, and I know some people are like worried that they're going to swallow the balloon. Be careful, but I really... You know, we've been blowing balloons up since we were born, right? So, you know, don't just turn them loose, you know, wildly with balloons. But by the same token, they can play with balloons. So one thing we do, they know that there was nothing in there, and there's something in there, right? So that's one way you can talk about it, is that there is air. They can feel it. Then they can pull it out. They can feel it, they can hear it, there's air in there. So that's one thing, but it's like very difficult to measure. We tried one time using a balance scale and putting an empty balloon on one side and a balloon filled with air on the other side. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. So that wasn't a good idea. So we thought, well, what could we do? We came up with I'm going to do it as a demo, and sometimes you can do it as a demo. I like to let every student or every group of students do it together, but we have a lot to do in a short period of time, so I'm going to kind of just show you. But what we do is just take a bottle, okay, and we put baking soda in a balloon, and to do that, all you need to do is just take it. You take a card, and you just kind of like shake it in there so that you got it all over the room. No, so you got it in the balloon. Okay. Then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put vinegar in here. And this is an introduction activity, and if you've done it already with your class a million times, you know, then you just skip this one, but we weren't sure. Sometimes I think people have done things and then I find out they haven't, so I try to give you a variety of things to do. So, okay, with that in mind, I have vinegar in here, and I have a liquid in here, right? What have I got in here? Liquid, solid, or gas? Solid. I've got a solid in here. Okay, so if I take this, and I put this over this, I still got a liquid and a solid, right? So that's in elementary school, one of the major objectives. So I do this. And what's happening? Is it magic? Whoa, it's getting bigger. Okay, what I've done is I've created a gas. And it would be clear, except we've got it trapped in here so we can see that there's something in there. We've got the vinegar, which is an acid, baking soda. Put them together, you make CO2, right? Okay? So we have a liquid and a solid that made a gas. Now that you've seen the activity, it's time to talk to the students about it. Let's debrief. Make sure they understand that gas is one of the three states of matter, that molecules and gases move in a random motion and are evenly distributed. Again, temperature and pressure can change the amount of space that gases occupy. Gas such as carbon dioxide can be produced by mixing two compounds like we just did. Other gases easily combine with air we breathe, which is a mixture of many different kinds of molecules, and that living organisms release carbon dioxide as a waste product. An extension, or several. One of them, you could demonstrate how living organisms release carbon dioxide using yeast and sugar and warm water. You could also look at, can you get the balloon to inflate more? Might you use more vinegar, more baking soda? And does the size of the inflated balloon change depending on temperature or amounts of materials used? These are all activities that students might want to do on their own or within the group. Enjoy.